The book of Ezekiel, chapter 21 and verse 8. Again, the word of the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my sons every tree. And he has given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry, How, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people, smite therefore upon the thigh, because it is a trial, and what if the sword contemn even the rod? It says, it shall be no more, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah. Therefore prophesy, son of man, prophesy, smite thy hands together, and let the sword be doubled the third time, the sword of the slain. It is the great sword of the great men that are slain, which enter into their private chambers. I have set the point of the sword against all their gates, that their heart may faint, and their wounds be multiplied. It is made bright, it is wrapped up for the slaughter. Go thee one way or other, either on the right hand or on the left, whatsoever thy face is set. I will also smite my hands together, and I will cause my fury to rest. I, the Lord Yahweh Shemawashah, have said it. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Hawashah, Wahara Kakadash, the honors of the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, Shalom to the hopeful elect that seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel, that scattered abroad amongst the heathen. Some looking like the heathen, beginning with the 144,000 preachers, teachers, and prophets, Shalom. The sword is Esau, ice his troops. Hey, time of judgment, should you be making mirth? Meaning enjoying the festivities, playing around, not paying attention. With ice on the loose, the sword, judgment on the loose, the wrath for Yahweh Shemawashah. The so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, Jamaicans, and Haitians, and you speckled-bird Israelites, who are Israelites through the seed line of your father, not according to skin color. Hey, most definitely right now, they're coming after all Israel, but you see it's a heavy target on the northern kingdom. And when you go into prophecy, Yahweh Shema, you always hit northern kingdom first. All right? Which would be your so-called Native American Indians, Hispanics, Latinos. Now, it says right here 9 hours ago, Department of Homeland Security confirms ICE agents will be conducting enforcement operations at Super Bowl, whatever number that is. It says LX planning to camp outside venue waiting for migrants. You see? So they know Jake, the Northern Kingdom, is going to be at the Super Bowl. Okay, so the Super Bowl 60. All right? It says, again, the Department of Homeland Security confirms ICE agents will be conducting enforcement operations at Super Bowl 60, planning to camp outside venue waiting for migrants. You see that? As we read in Ezekiel, should you then be making mirth? The sword is loose. Hey, when you get Isaiah 24, hey, all this time of playing around the mirth is gone, man. It's just a time of judgment, period. Isaiah 24 and 7. It says, the new wine mourneth, the divine language of the merry-hearted do sigh, right the ways of America. That mirth is finished. All right? Everyone that was in a joyful spirit is done. Hey, the Super Bowl is a major event that takes place every year in February. All right? For football fans, the championship. Right? Now, people that bought tickets, you think they're going to enjoy the game? With ice running around? Hey, people are buying items, concession stands, and things of that nature. You think they're gonna get to enjoy the game? Hey, you think people that bought the tickets, that's Northern Kingdom or anybody, period? Because people like to get involved in every situation. You think these people are going to enjoy the Super Bowl? You think the Super Bowl gonna make a lot of money? All right, I'm sure tickets. I don't know when they start selling them, but I don't know how it go because I never been to a game or nothing like that. As far as like professional or nothing like that, but and most definitely concerning the Super Bowl. So I don't know if they sell them like months in advance or what, regardless on who is who. But I don't know. But point being, the people that bought tickets or plan on buying tickets, let's say the ones that bought tickets, they're not gonna get to go to the game. If you Northern Kingdom, or if you a heathen and you bought tickets, you're not gonna enjoy the game. It's gonna be so much commotion going on and wrath and judgment, and also the NFL gonna lose a lot of money. You see? So you see this time of mirth is gone, man. The ways of America is gone. The veil is pulled back, man. The truth is here. All right, this gospel has been preached throughout the four corners of the earth, and now we're at the end. And wrath is upon Babylon, its citizens, and most definitely Israelites, beginning with the northern kingdom. It says the mirth of tabrets ceases, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. Going to your entertainment. They shall not drink wine with the song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it, you see? So everything is bitter. There is no escaping reality, man. All right, you can't get your way out of this. Hey, Deuteronomy 28, one of my favorites. And 66. Let's start at 65. Let's start at 64. And the Lord Yahweh Shema shall scatter thee among all people, in which we're scattered today, amongst today, primarily over here in America. What's that? Jeremiah 50 and 30, 50 and 33, somewhere around there. Judah and Israel pressed together, which is in Babylon, America. And the Lord Yahweh Shema shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even into the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord Yahweh Shema shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. It says, in the morning thou shalt say, would God it were evening, and at evening thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see. All right? So, hey, each day is getting worse and worse, man. All right? Life hanging in the balance. You don't know if ice is going to snatch you up or shoot you.
White House officials say ICE agents will be at the Super Bowl this year. The big game is coming to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara in February. Special government employees at the Department of Homeland Security, Corey Lewandowski, made the comments on a podcast saying there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in the country illegally. Not the Super Bowl, not anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
White House officials say ICE agents will be at the Super Bowl this year. The big game is coming to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara in February. Special government employees at the Department of Homeland Security, Corey Lewandowski, made the comments on a podcast saying there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in the country illegally. Not the Super Bowl, not anywhere else. White House officials say ICE agents will be at the Super Bowl this year. The big game is coming to Levi Stadium in Santa Clara in February. Special government employees at the Department of Homeland Security, Corey Lewandowski, made the comments on a podcast saying there is nowhere that you can provide safe haven to people who are in the country illegally. Not the Super Bowl, not anywhere else.
So you heard it. I played it 3 times. Remember, the excuse is that these people are illegals based upon their appearance and their speech. Remember, this was the whole point of Biden letting the borders open. It was a setup. All right? And remember, we brought out the statistics. The people that they're getting are law-abiding citizens. They're not even illegal, so-called. These people are citizens. All right? No criminal background. You see? But it's disguised as illegals. Just an excuse for them to do what? Israelite profile, man. All right? Snatch you up. Just a time of judgment. So you sit back, yeah, man, the Super Bowl and NBA championship, all this stuff. All right. Okay, yeah. Hey, also, you got right here, Trump talking about having ice at the Olympics. Where is it? Here it is. The water, how much more, yeah. Trump sparks fresh outrage with secret bid to send ICE to the Olympics. It's one day ago. As a matter of fact, let's see. ICE. Olympics. Here's a quick snapshot of what's happening with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. ICE and the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Yeah, ICE's role. The Department of Homeland Security says ICE's Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, unit will support the U.S. State Department's Diplomatic Security Service in protecting the U.S. delegation, primarily by vetting and mitigating risks from transitional criminal organizations. All activities will remain under Italian authority. While the uproar. The department comes just days after two high-profile shootings involving ICE and Border Patrol agents in Minnesota, sparking protests and petitions in Italy. Critics label ICE a militia that kills and argue its presence tarnishes the U.S. image abroad. HuffPost, it says Italian response. Mayor Giuseppe Sala of Milan publicly declared ICE not welcome. Other politicians, Interior Minister Matteo Dosi, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani, have tried to calm tensions, stressing the agents will operate only within U.S. diplomatic premises and not on the streets. It says, political context, President Donald Trump announced Vice President J.D. Vance will lead the U.S. delegation, further linking the security detail to the Trump administration's tough immigration stance. Public reaction, hundreds of thousands have signed Change.org petitions demanding ICE be barred from the games, and unions and opposition parties have called for a ICE out rally in Milan on February the 6th. The opening ceremony daily. Bottom line, ICE will be present, but only in a limited diplomatic security capacity, and the move has ignited a heated political and public backlash in Italy. So you see, man, hey, the sword everywhere, man. As we read in Ezekiel 21, the point of the sword, the edge of the sword is a point at all thy gates. All right? So, hey, stay prayed up in the names of Yahweh Shema Shap. Be circumspect, use wisdom. Hey, if you ain't in this truth, if you're not in the inner courts, that means you're on the outer courts. And if you're on the outer courts, you're Israelite, you're going to get judged, man. All right? So, hey, this is not the time to make mirth. All right? To be walking around lollygagging, goo-gagging, dicking around, not paying attention. All right? So, hey, this is time to stay in the spirit. Hey, Let's get this real quick. Gotta be sober, man. We're in this excess. I think it's Ephesians. Be sober. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. The water hell about Shema Shai. Ephesians 5:14. Wherefore he saith, awake thou the sleepers and arise from the dead, and Mashah Yahweh Shai shall give thee light. Yeah, and wake up out of that spiritually dead state and come into this truth. You Israelites, but only the 1/3, the remnant, the elect is gonna do that. Right, once you in this truth, that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, bad. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is. Right, so being unwise would be you constantly just being settled on your leaves, not paying attention to prophecy, you know. So it's gonna be, I ain't worried about it. The time ain't now. The judgment ain't upon me. or being over righteous. Yeah, I'm in the truth, so I could go here. I'm protected. And you telling the Lord, man, that ain't using wisdom. All right. If you see danger over here, the scripture say, "Hey, the Lord hate him that's quick to run the mischief, feet that's quick to run the mischief, man." All right. The scripture say, "Go not to the way of a bold fellow." Hey. And therefore, you shall not doubt the fear of thy life. You see? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. Right? So being drunk with wine wherein is excess, go to being caught up in this world, man. Remember, we use this world, but we don't abuse it. So we know that we can do some of the things in this world, like go to games and the Olympics and stuff like that, but this ain't the time, man. It's finished. We read the scripture. It's done. It's judgment season. Stay spread up in the name of Yahweh. Shalom.